Hey everyone, Tim here from Marginal Boundaries. Hopefully you're doing well. Today we're going to be talking about the cost of eggs in the United States versus the cost of eggs here in Mexico. Now, if you've been following the Homestead channel for any length of time, Chris produces her own eggs here on the homestead. We have, I think, over 30 now. I don't really, she's the one who does the day-to-day stuff with that. We do meat chickens and egg chickens. She started with nothing when we moved here. We've been here 3 years now, and she's got a pretty decent sized flock now. I think we're getting around a dozen eggs per day, and we eat a lot of eggs here at the house. We also just added ducks to that rotation about 6 months ago, and we've started to produce duck eggs for the first time, which is really interesting. But this has been a topic that's been popping up in my daily streams over on the gaming channel because we've had a lot of people wanting to know, well, what do the eggs cost at the grocery stores? And we actually went on a live stream the other day, and I went and showed people the cost of eggs at Safeway versus the cost of eggs here at one of our local grocery store chains, which is very similar to Safeway, and people's jaws kind of dropped. So I actually wanted to take you guys through that today. So we're going to hop on over. So this is Safeway's website. I don't know if you can see this, but this is today's date is March 30th, 2025 is when I'm recording this. I can refresh the page so you guys can see this is in real time. So this is today. The cost of 18 eggs at Safeway, and I want to double check. I make sure there's no other types of eggs. We're clicking here on eggs. We could do egg count. Let's do 18. They're only showing a couple different. It would be $15 for an 18 pack of eggs. Now it says those are cage free, which may cost more than a normal dozen or a normal 18 pack of eggs. I'm not sure, but $15 for an 18 count of eggs at Safeway, which is a grocery store chain in the US. Meanwhile, we have Chedraui, which is a grocery store chain here in Mexico, a very common, big named grocery store chain like Safeway. 18 piece of eggs from Bachoco is 58 pesos, down from 61, so that's the normal price. San Juan Blancos are 60, and we've also got El Calvario. So there's three different brands, all of which are 60 pesos for 18 eggs. Now, these are not range free, cage free. They've got some organic ones over here, a dozen for 80. So we might want to look at a dozen. Actually, that might be a better look at this. But let's just look at the 18 pack really quick. Using today's, we'll go to CoinMill, which does regular updates on currency, and we can look up. Let's say the 60 pesos was the average for those 18 pack of eggs. That's less than $3. Now, granted, those are normal eggs versus the cage free. So let's just look here at what are the 12 counts they've got. They have 12 count cage free, which I'm assuming aren't cage free like organic eggs. I'm assuming Lucerne Farms cage free. I don't think it's quite the same thing as organic, but let's just say this is the organic version. A dozen eggs for $10 versus 80 pesos and a half. So let's just say 80 pesos. That's $4 for a dozen of organic eggs. And if we click on this, it's probably going to say something like cage free as well. Yeah, it's the same thing. Huevos blancos orgánicos, aires de campo. That's range free essentially. Um, um, so you could see here like a dozen organic range-free eggs at the supermarket in Mexico is going to cost you just under $4 versus going to the grocery store in the United States where it's going to cost you $10 for the cage-free. What's another big grocery store chain? I don't really know in the United States, but the 18 pack were, was it $15 versus the 15 pack here? Yeah, it's 15, but these are range free. Here's another what's it called? Comercial Mexicana. It's not called Es La Comer. It's not called Comercial Mexicana anymore. Es La Comer. So let's go and look at La Comer's website and let's look up eggs because they have other products. We could just look at another. Those are like, I don't want those. I put in waves. Sorry. What else? I put an egg. That was my fault. 18 pack, 62 pesos, same price. There's the same brand, Bacho. Here's organic. Here we go. Well, that's 6 pieces. That's on sale. Do they have any like 18 pack These are the brown eggs, 18 pack for 67 pesos. Um, so as you can see here, lots of different options for eggs. All of them are much, much, much cheaper than the, you know, US prices when it comes to eggs. So this is just one of those scenarios where there are some things in Mexico that cost similar. As an example, if you want really good like USDA quality beef and you're getting it from an actual, you know, butcher shop and or you're getting it direct from a ranch. My brother, as an example, is a beef producer in the United States. They have a big cattle ranch in Missouri, and they produce meat for roughly it's more expensive than what I can buy beef for here at one of the local ranches, but one of the local ranchers has a butcher shop in town where we get our steaks, and these steaks cost roughly the same. It's a little bit cheaper, I'd say about 15% cheaper than it is in the United States, but it is, if you're going to buy high quality USDA grade beef, it's going to be more money. But there are things like eggs, beans, produce, so on and so forth that you're going to be able to get for much, much cheaper. So when it comes to the cost of living in Mexico, one of the reasons I've been here now for 15 plus years is because the cost of living is so less. And I haven't done an updated cost of living video for the channel in quite some time. That is going to be coming on the heels of this video because we had a lot of questions about eggs the other day. We've been doing a lot of conversations during my daily streams over on the gaming channel related to the cost of living on the homestead and the things that Chris and I do here on the homestead, because obviously this channel is much different than the channel I run over there. But I thought this was a great starting point for getting back and doing an updated version of like the cost of living in Mexico, which we haven't done in a few years, and like specifically the cost of living in a small Mexican pueblo like where we live. So if you want to know more, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you never miss an update. And of course, check out all the other videos here on the channel of Chris and I, mostly Chris because she does most of the homestead stuff because I'm in here doing my streaming and content creation. On a daily basis, but we have lots of chickens, lots of cats. We have a couple of ducks now, and hopefully we're going to have more ducks soon because we've got a whole bunch of duck eggs and we're waiting for her to start brooding. So stay tuned for all that stuff. And we just did the banana harvest video yesterday. That was Christina's first banana harvest. So that was pretty exciting and more stuff like that. So hopefully we'll see you in the next one. And don't forget, if you want more Life in Mexico stuff, there's a whole bunch of videos here on the channel from all of our years together. Chris and I have been doing this stuff. We had the travel blog for a long time, and then that got turned into our homestead stuff. So we're doing mostly homestead content now from our little homestead in Mexico. So if you like that kind of stuff, check out all the other videos, and we'll see everybody in the next one. And in the meantime, get out there and start raising some chickens, everybody, because eggs are delicious, and it's much cheaper if you produce them. I know, if you look at the costs as what they're charging in the grocery store for eggs, I think the other day we saw at the grocery store, one of the places was selling eggs for 4 pesos per egg, and we produced them from, I think the last time Chris and I did the math, we're producing them for about half that, so we're producing them for about 2 pesos per egg, which if we do the math on that, that's, I don't even know if that even translates to the US dollars. It's like 25, no, I don't know how you would do that. It's like 10 cents maybe. Yeah, we're producing eggs for about 10 cents per egg is what we're producing our eggs for here on our little homestead. So one of those things that's cheaper. So love to hear your thoughts. Drop them down below. Like, subscribe, hit that bell icon so you never miss an update. We'll see you in the next one.